Welcome to this profound exploration of our true identity. We often see ourselves as mere humans, bound by flesh and bone, confined to the physical world. But today, let's delve deeper into the essence of who we truly are. When we say, "You are not a human," we challenge the very foundation of our understanding. We are not just physical beings, we are spiritual entities having a human experience. Our true essence transcends the physical form, encompassing dimensions that are far beyond what we can perceive with our senses. This perspective invites us to reconsider everything we know about life, purpose, and existence. Our physical bodies are just vehicles for our true selves. They allow us to navigate the material world and experience its myriad sensations. But our true identity is not tied to these bodies. Think of it this way: the body is like a car, and we are the drivers. We use the car to move around, but we are not the car itself. Similarly, we use our bodies to interact with the world, but our true essence is something much greater. One of the first steps in realizing our true identity is to recognize that we are consciousness. This consciousness is the core of our being. It is aware, it perceives, and it experiences. This consciousness is not limited by the physical body. It is infinite and eternal. It is the same consciousness that connects all living beings. When we understand this, we begin to see that we are not separate from each other. We are all interconnected, part of the same universal consciousness. Our thoughts, emotions, and experiences are all manifestations of this consciousness. They are like waves on the surface of the ocean. The waves can be big or small, calm or turbulent, but they are all part of the ocean. Similarly, our thoughts and emotions can vary, but they are all expressions of our underlying consciousness. By recognizing this, we can start to see beyond the fluctuations of our mind and connect with the deeper, unchanging essence of who we are. One practical way to connect with our true identity is through mindfulness and meditation. These practices help us to quiet the mind and tune into the present moment. When we meditate, we create space between our thoughts and our awareness. This space allows us to observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them. It helps us to realize that we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness that observes them. This realization is a powerful step towards understanding our true identity. Another important aspect of recognizing our true identity is to let go of our ego. The ego is the part of us that identifies with our physical form, our thoughts, our emotions, and our experiences. It is the source of our sense of separation and individuality. While the ego is necessary for navigating the physical world, it can also create a lot of suffering. It makes us believe that we are separate from others, that we need to compete and compare, that we need to accumulate and achieve. But when we let go of the ego, we can see beyond these illusions and connect with our true essence.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Letting go of the ego does not mean rejecting it or trying to destroy it. It means recognizing it for what it is and not letting it dominate our awareness. It means understanding that the ego is just a part of our experience, not the whole of who we are. By letting go of the ego, we can connect with the deeper, universal consciousness that is our true identity. In this first part of our exploration, we have touched upon the concept that we are not just human beings, but spiritual entities having a human experience. We have discussed the importance of recognizing our consciousness, letting go of the ego, and using mindfulness and meditation to connect with our true essence. This understanding is the foundation for the deeper insights and practical wisdom that we will explore in the following parts. Transcending physical limitations. Embracing infinite potential. Having laid the groundwork for understanding that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, let us now delve into the profound implications of this realization. If we are not confined to our physical bodies, what does that mean for our potential and capabilities? How do we transcend the limitations of our physical form and embrace our infinite potential? The first step in this journey is to recognize that our true self is not bound by time and space. Our physical bodies exist in a world of linear time and finite space, but our consciousness is not limited by these constraints. This means that our true self is timeless and infinite. It has always existed and will always exist. This realization can be both liberating and daunting. It challenges us to rethink our understanding of life and death, success and failure, and the very nature of reality. One of the practical ways to transcend physical limitations is by harnessing the power of our mind. Our mind is a powerful tool that can shape our reality. When we understand that our thoughts and beliefs create our experiences, we can start to consciously direct our mind towards positive and empowering thoughts. This is not just about positive thinking. It is about understanding the deeper connection between our mind and reality. Our consciousness is the creator of our experiences, and by aligning our thoughts with our true nature, we can manifest a reality that reflects our infinite potential. Another important aspect of transcending physical limitations is to cultivate a sense of presence. Presence is the state of being fully aware and engaged in the present moment. When we are present, we are not caught up in the past or the future. We are fully here now. This state of presence allows us to access the deeper dimensions of our consciousness. It helps us to see beyond the surface level of reality and connect with the underlying essence of who we are. Presence is not just a mental state. It is a way of being that allows us to experience life more fully and deeply. To cultivate presence, we can practice mindfulness in our daily activities. This means paying full attention to whatever we are doing, whether it is eating, walking, working, or talking. When we are mindful, we bring our awareness to the present moment and engage with it fully. This practice helps us to break free from the autopilot mode of living and connect with the deeper dimensions of our consciousness. It allows us to experience the richness and depth of each moment, and it opens up new possibilities for growth and transformation. Another practical way to transcend physical limitations is through the practice of visualization. Visualization is a technique where we use our imagination to create mental images of our desired reality. This practice taps into the creative power of our consciousness and helps us to manifest our intentions. When we visualize, we are not just imagining, we are creating a blueprint for our reality. Our consciousness responds to the images and emotions we create in our mind, and it works to bring them into physical manifestation. Visualization can be used for various purposes, such as healing, achieving goals, and personal growth. To practice visualization, find a quiet place where you can relax and focus. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to calm your mind. Then, create a mental image of your desired reality. See it in vivid detail, as if it is already happening. Feel the emotions associated with this reality and immerse yourself in the experience. The more vivid and detailed your visualization, the more powerful it becomes. As we explore the concept of transcending physical limitations, we also need to consider the role of intuition. Intuition is the inner knowing that comes from our deeper consciousness. It is the voice of our true self, guiding us towards our highest potential. Intuition is not bound by logic or rationality. It transcends the limitations of the mind and connects us with the infinite wisdom of our consciousness. To cultivate intuition, we need to develop a sense of trust and openness. We need to listen to our inner voice and follow its guidance, even when it goes against conventional wisdom or societal norms. In this part, we have explored the profound implications of understanding our true identity. We have discussed the importance of harnessing the power of our mind, cultivating presence, practicing visualization, and developing intuition. These practices help us to transcend the limitations of our physical form and embrace our infinite potential. The interconnectedness of all beings, realizing unity and diversity. Having understood our infinite potential and the timeless nature of our true self, we now turn our attention to the interconnectedness of all beings. This realization is profound and transformative as it reshapes our perspective on individuality, relationships, and our place in the universe. When we recognize that our true self is consciousness, we begin to see the invisible threads that connect us to every other being. This consciousness is not isolated within us. It is a part of a universal field of awareness that permeates all of existence. This understanding reveals a fundamental truth. We are all interconnected. The separateness we perceive is an illusion created by our physical senses and the ego. In reality, we are all expressions of the same universal consciousness, manifesting in diverse forms. This unity in diversity is a powerful concept that has practical implications for how we live our lives. When we see ourselves as interconnected, our actions and choices take on a different meaning. We begin to understand that what we do to others, we do to ourselves. This awareness fosters a sense of compassion and empathy. We start to see beyond the surface differences of race, nationality, religion, and social status, and recognize the shared essence within all beings. One practical way to cultivate this awareness is through the practice of loving-kindness meditation. This meditation involves generating feelings of love and compassion towards ourselves and others. It helps to dissolve the barriers that separate us and opens our hearts to the interconnectedness of all life. To practice loving-kindness meditation, find a quiet place where you can sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Begin by generating feelings of love and kindness towards yourself. Imagine a warm, glowing light in your heart and let it expand to fill your entire being. Then, extend this light to others, starting with loved ones, and gradually including acquaintances, strangers, and even those with whom you have difficulties. Feel the warmth and love flowing from your heart to all beings, recognizing the interconnectedness that unites us all. Another important aspect of realizing our interconnectedness is to practice empathy in our daily interactions. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It involves seeing the world from their perspective and experiencing their emotions as if they were our own. When we practice empathy, we strengthen the bonds of connection and foster a sense of unity. To cultivate empathy, actively listen to others without judgment and try to understand their experiences and emotions. Put yourself in their shoes and respond with kindness and compassion. This practice not only deepens our relationships, but also helps us to see the interconnectedness of all beings. Recognizing our interconnectedness also calls us to take responsibility for the impact of our actions on others and the world around us. Our thoughts, words, and deeds ripple out and affect the collective consciousness. When we act with awareness, we contribute to the well-being of the whole. This means making choices that are not only beneficial for ourselves, but also for others and the environment. It means living with integrity, kindness, and respect for all life. By doing so, we align ourselves with the universal consciousness and contribute to the harmony and balance of the whole. Another practical way to embody this interconnectedness is through acts of service. Serving others is a powerful expression of our shared humanity and interconnectedness. When we help others, we are not just giving, we are recognizing the unity that binds us. Acts of service can take many forms, from volunteering in our community to offering a kind word or gesture to someone in need. These acts create positive energy and strengthen the bonds of connection. They remind us that we are all part of a larger whole and that our well-being is intertwined with the well-being of others. In this part, we have explored the profound concept of interconnectedness and its practical implications. We have discussed the importance of recognizing our shared consciousness, practicing loving-kindness meditation, cultivating empathy, taking responsibility for our actions, and engaging in acts of service. These practices help us to live in harmony with the universal consciousness and realize the unity in diversity that defines our true identity. Awakening to our divine nature, living with purpose and presence. As we have journeyed through the understanding of our true identity, the transcendence of physical limitations, and the interconnectedness of all beings, we now arrive at the ultimate realization, awakening to our divine nature. This awakening is the culmination of our exploration, where we fully recognize and embody the essence of who we truly are. To awaken to our divine nature means to live with a profound sense of purpose and presence. Our divine nature is the source of infinite wisdom, love, and creativity. It is the essence that transcends the ego and the physical form, connecting us to the infinite potential of the universe. This awakening is not a distant goal, but a present reality that we can access through conscious awareness and intentional living. Living with purpose begins with understanding that our existence is not random or meaningless. Each of us has a unique role to play in the grand tapestry of life. Our divine nature guides us towards our highest potential and the fulfillment of our soul's purpose. This purpose is not necessarily about achieving specific goals or accomplishments. It is about aligning our actions with our true essence and expressing our inner truth in everything we do. One practical way to discover and live our purpose is through self-inquiry and reflection. By asking ourselves deep and meaningful questions about our passions, values, and aspirations, we can uncover the deeper motivations that drive us. What brings us joy and fulfillment? What gifts and talents do we have to share with the world? How can we contribute to the well-being of others? These questions help us to connect with our inner guidance and align our actions with our soul's purpose. Another important aspect of living with purpose is to cultivate a sense of presence. Presence is the state of being fully aware and engaged in the present moment. It is the gateway to our divine nature, as it allows us to experience life from a place of pure awareness and connection. When we are present, we are not caught up in the past or the future. We are fully here, now. This state of presence allows us to access the deeper dimensions of our consciousness and live from our true essence. To cultivate presence, we can practice mindfulness in our daily activities. This means paying full attention to whatever we are doing, whether it is eating, walking, working, or talking. When we are mindful, we bring our awareness to the present moment and engage with it fully. This practice helps us to break free from the autopilot mode of living and connect with the deeper dimensions of our consciousness. It allows us to experience the richness and depth of each moment, and it opens up new possibilities for growth and transformation. Another practical way to awaken to our divine nature is through the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool that helps us to shift our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant in our lives. When we cultivate gratitude, we open our hearts to the blessings and miracles that surround us. We begin to see the divine presence in everything and everyone. Gratitude helps us to connect with the deeper truth of our existence and recognize the interconnectedness of all life. Gratitude can be practiced in many ways, such as keeping a gratitude journal, expressing appreciation to others, or simply taking a moment each day to reflect on the things we are grateful for. By focusing on the positive aspects of our lives, we create a vibrational frequency that attracts more of what we desire. We align ourselves with the universal consciousness and open ourselves to the flow of divine abundance. As we awaken to our divine nature, we also recognize the importance of living in alignment with universal principles. These principles, such as love, compassion, truth, and integrity, are the foundation of our true essence. They guide us towards living a life that is in harmony with the universal consciousness. When we align our actions with these principles, we create a positive impact on the world and contribute to the collective awakening of humanity. In this final part, we have explored the ultimate realization of awakening to our divine nature. We have discussed the importance of living with purpose and presence, discovering our soul's purpose through self-inquiry, cultivating mindfulness and gratitude, and aligning our actions with universal principles. This awakening is not a distant goal, but a present reality that we can access through conscious awareness and intentional living. By embodying our true essence, we can live a life of profound meaning, fulfillment, and connection with the infinite potential of the universe.